继续这个超科学脱出第二座齿轮侦探。前一期应该是到了事发地点了，是最后五起凶杀案的五起 murder 第4起还是最后一起？最后一起的发生地点可能是最后一起。What have you come for？ 这每次 text 的速度还要重新调整，我记得是4个会比较好。Life is short and time is lacking. I will get right to the point. Yeah, that'd be the great. As you know, 5 murders have occurred around Camellia Hills. Looks like your client here also came to you regarding the same case. You don't need to explain anything. Yukiya's an outsider. Her case doesn't interest me. I'm only asking if we can work together. Leaving this serial killer on the loose is an inconvenience to me. Me? Don't you mean IXG? Yukiya works at IXG as a secretary to the company president. IXG isn't as big as the Amabishi Group, but are a large global corporation. The name IXG comes from the company initials. Their HQ is in America. Yukiya is a secretary to the CEO of the Japanese branch. I meant what I said. The objectives of IXG and myself sometimes differ. To be precise, the IXG main office and myself. Anyway, this is personal. I will just say I find blockheads hard to be around. They will continue feeding meat to customers who demand it, but sometimes making them eat salad is necessary and keep them alive. The dead hold no wallets. If it ends up that way, none of us win. Hey Kyo-chan, I honestly had no idea what Yukiya is saying. He's only trying to dodge a topic he doesn't want to discuss. Let's get back on topic. Kyosuke, I want you to catch the serial killer for me. What? That's not what I do. You should go to the police. Kyo-chan, hang on. As I dismissed Yukiya's request, Mari whispered into my ear urgently. The office's future, this month's rent. Good grief. We were on Skiko's case anyway, might as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Before I agree to take the job, I need to know, why are you asking me? Because I can depend on you. There's corruption everywhere, even in the police force. If pressure is applied from outside, something could be overlooked. I can't say that's something I want to believe, but if we bring in the criminal ourselves, that can't be ignored. Besides, I know I can rely on your skills. That's why I picked you. You are overestimating me greatly. Is your right arm and eye just for now then? 他也双能力者。I know it would be immature of me to respond in kind, but how should I respond to Yukiya's provocation? Deny, dodge it. 这不都是拒绝吗？那 dodge it. Yukiya's just trying to provoke me into taking his case. I know not to get riled up because of it. They are serving me well. I'm grateful, Yukiya. Unfortunately, I don't put much value on your gratitude. I'm a businessman. Show me I made the right investment. Businessman. Fine, I will take the job. Splendid. Bill me all the taxi fares you need to get the job done. My father taught me a detective works best on food. Having a policy is good, if it's not stubbornness or obstinacy. Good luck. You don't want IXG to know, right? I will send the contract to your house. I wish I had a subordinate as attentive as you are. The current owner of the house has given permission to search the place. This is the scene of the most recent crime. There must be a clue here. I don't have much information on the case. I just got back this morning, after all. What I know is written in the A4 sheet on the desk over there. Well, I have to get back to my work at XG. It's up to you now. Thanks for your help. I mean it. See you later. I will do my best. My reply met Yukiya's back as he walked out of the room. 开始探索了。A certain day, 9:50 a.m. Study room. Now then, first of all, I needed the details. I picked up Yukiya's memo. The victim, Seigo Iimori, age 49, male, Imori, Seigo. I read the facts aloud so Mari could pick up on them as well. Tsukiko probably wanted to know the details too. It says he worked for Zena. Ah, for Zena. Do you know of him, Tsukiko? I don't believe I know of a Mr. Imori. He was overseas for a long time. It's no wonder you don't know him. He was in Germany for 8 years, but was promoted and returned to Japan. He was in Eastern Europe for 7 years before Germany. Eastern Europe. No way, I'd be homesick if I were him. I wouldn't last 3 days. Did you mean 3 years? 3 days. 72 hours. I'd start crying at day 2. You have no willpower at all, do you? He was in Wizarrock 5 years ago. That was during the war. Wizarrock. It's the name of a country. Mr. Imori was there 8 years ago. Back then, Wizarrock was going through a civil war. A region within the country was fighting for independence. I hear it was one of the worst disputes ever. It only ended last year. If you are interested, I'm sure Yukiya can fill you in on the details. He and ISG aren't completely unrelated to it. I'm going to look at the world map as soon as we get back. That's the attitude. Where was I? Cause of death, gunshot. Also, 3 out of 5 victims potentially committed suicide. Suicide? What does this mean? Isn't this a serial murder case? Here's what's written down. All of the victims died from a gunshot wound. The weapons used were found discarded at the crime scenes. There is no information about who supplied these guns to the victims. Here are the reasons why there is a possibility they were suicides. All 3 victims each got an express delivery at home the day they died. There was a handgun inside each of the boxes they received. Almost immediately after receiving the parcel, the victims were shot dead. There were no witnesses, no suspicious intruders are reported. They were shot point blank. Shot point blank? 什么专业名词? That's why suicide can't be ruled out. However, all guns were the same model. That's the link as a serial case. The remaining 2 murders were outdoors in areas hidden from the public. We could safely assume those 2 murders were homicides, but what does that mean? Only 2 people were actual victims. You mean the other 3 victims are part of a different case? Were the 3 suicide cases unrelated to the other 2? I doubted that. Did the 3 buy the guns to commit suicide? Did they shoot themselves? I can't outright deny the possibility that they were suicides, but there are some strange points. What was strange about them? Location. What strange points? The location. More precisely, the fact all of the suicides were in Camellia Hills. Yes, that was bothering me a little too. It would make sense if it was murdered, killing the victims himself, but the guns were delivered. If those 3 committed suicide, then there's no reason for it to be in Camellia Hills. It could be anywhere. The suicides could be done anywhere the guns could be delivered. Also, there's something else that's bothering me. It's the fact the guns were disposed at the scene of the crimes. Putting aside the victims that had the guns delivered to them, the criminal could have taken the evidence away for the other 2 cases. But they chose not to. Why? It makes no sense. Is there a reason why the guns couldn't be taken away? Maybe the gun was set up like a trap. It went off by itself. And the criminal wasn't there to take the gun away. The location. Maybe the trap only works in Camellia Hills. That's unlikely. If the gun was set up, the police would have noticed. I guess that's not it after all, and then... Mari. Huh? What's up? What did you just say? I guess that's not it. That's not it after all, then. Before that, maybe the gun was set up like a trap. A way to aim and shoot a gun at someone without being there is not impossible. No, I should rephrase. I know someone that could make that possible. Me, I could have done it if I wanted to. 远程操控could have done. To be precise, someone with the same power as me could have carried out the murders. The idea of crossed my mind that maybe someone had the same power as me. I didn't want to think that that person would turn out as a serial killer. Still, it was my job to check if that was a possibility. I pushed my fringe out of my face, revealing my right eye. 教讲 Is your eye artificial? I will explain the details when we get back to the office. Focusing my right eye, I looked around the room. I wasn't going to look into the past for now. I just concentrated a bit. There it is, a time scar. Time scar. That's what gets left behind when you use your power, right? Yeah, whenever I use my power, it leaves a mark. I let my hair fall back once I was sure there was only one time scar. My eye wasn't something I felt comfortable exposing to the public. 所以你把眼睛遮起来。It's possible someone has the same power as I do if they used their power. Then they'd make a time scar too. To tell you the truth, I still don't understand what your power is. That's because you've never tried to understand it. Only because it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, you are still my 舅舅. Besides, you always seem reluctant to talk about it. Alright, I will explain it to you later. But right now, we have to go and see Yukiya again. We are not going to search this room. We will search it later. First, I need to confirm if the other scenes have time scars as well. The other scenes? You mean where the other people were killed? That's right. If there are time scars present, then we can be sure they are homicides. That would mean this is a serial murder case using PSI. PSI, you mean the murdered might be a psychic? Yes, let's go to IXG. Yukiya won't want to talk about this over the phone. Got it. Then let's get more. 锁起来 clunk. Marty paused. 所以序章就是把这个房间戳出了。然后第一章那个大楼就是去 Yukiya 那个工作的大楼。Marty paused, her hand still clenching the handle of the door. Clunk. What is it? I can't open the door. It won't budge an inch. Kyo-chan, can you try? She stood aside and I took her place. It won't open. Right, isn't that weird? Are we locked in? That can't be right, can it? We might be, If we are dealing with a serial killer, locking us in a room is a pretty mild move. My phone isn't getting any signal. I checked my own smartphone. 这感觉是第一座的女主干的。No service. I doubted all this was a coincidence. Now, what shall we do now? It won't do us any good to just stand around. Let's look for an exit. Okay, leave it to Mari-chan, your talented assistant. Mari's declaration only filled me with dread. I didn't tell her though. Kyo-chan, where should we start? Yukiya wrote something extra on the memo he gave me. Let's take a look. Yesterday around 16:30, one of the employees spilled ink on the desk there. It looks unrelated to the case, but it could help us get out of here. Let's look at the door again before we check this desk. Explore. Do you want tutorials to be displayed? 来一下 BGM 没变啊，毕竟是小作坊、小成本的作品 ，BGM 基本上是一样的。Tutorial settings can be changed through system option in the menu. Memo. Time memo. 这就是 memo 6天前 Xerox employee murdered. 然后3天 police investigation. Coroner. Corner. 还能 think. Maritsuko. Touch setting. Easy setting will skip all command options where there is only one available. We'll be skipping when there is only one option to choose from. Normal no. 比较 easy. This game is played using the bottom touch screen. Touch the screen to access commands and choose the action you want to take. 还有一个是 tutorial. 这是 about. 能不能用那个？对，可以用这个的，我都忘了，我以为不能用那个按键的，不能用按键太麻烦了。Set tutorial to on. Think 一下 ，Let's see. Where shall we start? What about that table near the entrance? To think the criminal would lock us up here. This must be a rite of passage an assistant has to go through. I should savor it whilst I can. It wasn't an everyday situation, but she was being far too carefree. Aren't you scared? Of course I am. I'm panicking inside. But because you are here with me, I know that we are gonna be fine. I'm glad I'm providing her comfort, but still she could act more worried. As long as you are here with me, even escaping from hell is possible. She's not serious, is she? Are you saying that we are going to hell, Marty? Oops, no. You are definitely going to heaven, Kyo-chan. I really don't need this unnecessary pressure being put on me. Well, let's just spend our time while we are alive meaningfully. Oh, of course. I'd better think of ways to drag Kyo-chan to hell with me while I can. Why does Marty believe she's going to hell after she dies? Does she have some kind of guilty hidden secret? 我靠，这不会是伏笔吧？I'm sorry. It's all my fault we got into this. What are you saying, Tsukiko? It's not your fault at all. If I hadn't come to your agency, this would never have happened. Danger comes with the profession. My assistant, Maddie, knows it too. We don't know if this is because you are being targeted either. There's a possibility this might have been intended for me. Intended for you, Kyosuke. Whatever you do me. I can't be sure, but maybe my father. Your father? What about him? It's nothing. I was just thinking aloud. I see. I'm sorry. I never had a family, so I don't know what to say. But I thought this was all for your father. I'm willing to sacrifice anything to protect people dear to me. But then he's never really treated me like a daughter before. Tsukiko, you mean I've talked too much. Let's focus on getting out of here. Don't mind me. But never mind, let's get out of here. We can talk later. Inventory. No, it won't budge. Like how Kyo-chan is with my advances. Anyway, now we know it's just locked, not broken. I know you want to say something else. There's no keyhole. Hey Kyo-chan, there's a lamp by the door. It has no switch, though. Looks like an electronic lock that's controlled from somewhere else. We could try banging on the door till someone notices us, but that wastes time. Let's see if we can find our own way out. Yes, sir. It's a jar. I can't see if there's anything inside. It's attached to the table. I can't pick it up. I wonder if I can try rotating it. It's fixed to the tables, so I can't lift it up. I can't lift it, but it seems like I can rotate it. Sounds like something came loose. Does that mean I felt something come loose when I rotated it? Maybe I can lift it now. Hey Kyo-chan, it's a key. Maybe it opens the door. Unfortunately, there's nothing that looks like a keyhole on the door. The question is, where does the key fit? Let's search this room and find out. For now, I will take the key and return the jar to the original position. Key. Select an item and touch to equip the item. The inventory. 前作我记得不叫 inventory. I found something that looks like a screw or key while I was cleaning. It may be something important, so I'm going to hold on to it. It's a note left behind by one of the estate's staff members. According to the memo Yukiya gave me, this estate was cleaned at around 16:30 yesterday. Something like a screw or key. I wonder what that's about. The memo functions information that can be helpful to solve the case. There's erase memo 就不显示了，上屏空出来，一般来说没啥问题。系统确实比前作要有趣点。The drawer won't open. Looks like it's locked. There's a keyhole. Maybe the key found just now fits. I should try it. Your inventory can be accessed through items in. 这第二部的这个 Prologue 感觉比第一部的简单，肯定能开过就是。Yeah, it's open. Inside there's a cable and a book. That doesn't look like it will help open the door, does it? The contents of the book don't look like anything special, but the cable might be useful for something. I know we got permission to touch things, but isn't this a bit too much? After this, you will have to apologize to the owner of the estate. Yeah, you're right. Wait, what? I suppose we could have Muddy personally apologize to him later. If we find what the cable is used for, we may learn something. Let's search. During exploration, touch the arrow icons on the bottom of the screen to change your point of view. B 都可以。Think is useful to use when you need to review your clues. When you are stuck.这 think 就是 hint. A cushion, and there is nothing hidden beneath it. Where to use the cables? A photo of a fighter plane. Maybe the owner had interest in planes. Does this picture have a hidden meaning? Now I doubt it, unless we find something that mentions it later. There are a lot of rare books, but none will help us escape from here. A photo of a submarine. Perhaps the owner had interest in submarines. Maybe there is something hidden behind the picture. Now I checked, but there was nothing. 这肯定有意义的。There are a lot of rare books, but none. This book looks different to all the others. It has a green label. This book looks different to all other books. To all the others, it has a red label. Too bad I don't have the time to flip through them. Easy setting will skip all commands options where there is only one available. Stay on normal. 这个提示算什么？ Touch settings can be changed through the system option in the menu. 这个 Easy mode 就太努力了，本来就不是很难的这种。This clock, the time's not right. Is it broken? The pendulum stopped. It's an antique clock that needs to be wound up. 上发条。Memo. Dirty book. Memo. 两种东西。The ink spit on the paper is dry. I can't read what's underneath it. Come to think of it, Yukiya's memo mentioned something about it. Someone accidentally split it, right? Yes, it says it happened yesterday at 16:30. That means the paper was clean before then. Yeah, but there's nothing we can do about it now, is there? I wouldn't say that. Huh? My right eye allowed me to replicate the ability. Chronokinesis. It allowed me to see things in the past. It was worth a shot. Touch the icon on the bottom left to use chronokinesis. It's covered in dry ink, so I can't tell what kind of book this is. Memos. I can see a bunch of trees from this window. Kyo-chan, this window won't open. It's probably controlled by the emergency power like the door. The glass looks thick and sturdy. It won't smash easily. 这提示，只要你不用能力的提示一遍遍来读。This desk drawer isn't locked, but there is nothing inside it. It's a PC that uses a glass monitor. Unlike PCs of the past, these are stylish and add to the interior. There is no power running to this PC. That's because there is no power cable connected, no wonder. Maybe this PC has something to do with the door's electronic lock. It could be a clue. Let's see if we can find a way to turn this on. And that cable found earlier probably goes with this PC. Locked. Please swipe your ID card through the scanner. It's on now, but naturally it needs a password to log in. I should look around and see if I can find something. 这样的话，这边探索应该结束了。It doesn't look like there is a way out of this window. 好，那下一期再开始用能力吧。这先到这儿。